Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. Chelsea 5, West Ham 0. The game of the season, the best performance of the season from a managerial standpoint, from a player standpoint, tactically, systematically, clinically, incredibly, so good to see. Listen, I'm buzzing my tits off. I am so happy. I have no complaints. I have only praise, propaganda, and a lot of shit to spew. So I'm just going to get into it, man. 5-0. I was expecting West Ham with a low block. It would be, it would be tough to unlock them. But they actually had a go. And that suited us so well. Of course, they hit the bar a few times and they had a go. And Kudus was, I have to shout out Kudus immensely from the get-go. He was really good today. Very good upper body strength, good ball carrier. But today, we were just so good. Today, this was the day where everything clicked. Everything clicked. We've been seeing Cucurella. I start here because the shape of the team in build-up, this 3-2 build-up is just beautiful. It's creating triangles. It's creating the pockets for Palmer and Gallagher to be in that final third. It's creating the width with the wingers, and it's creating stability in the build-up. And it's giving Caicedo that help in the build-up. When he was on his own in an island earlier on in the season as a 6, with nobody around him, no. Last season, why we paid the money we paid is because last season, next to McAllister, he was close. The spaces were so close. And he was able to link up and join up those little 1-2s and those little triangles to progress the play. And since Cucurella has moved from a left-back to inverted into midfield like a Zinchenko of last season at Arsenal, it is just a joy to watch. They're like little, we were calling them terriers, little pit bulls, little, XL bullies. They should be banned together. Them two today they were just like this, chopping at the bit to get the ball back. And then on the build-up, they're both so brave on the ball. They're so happy to receive in tight spaces. You can ping it into them and their first touch is clean and crisp. So happy for this new role that Cucurella's had. And now we need the consistency. I think next season, he's solidified his spot to play next season. Obviously, Chilwell's had injury issues. Maybe we'll get another left-back. But we need to see this more consistently, and we need to see him playing this type of role. I don't want to see Cucurella as an overlapper, as an underlapper, getting into the box. No, he can't shoot. That's not his game is smooth passes. His game is being in the defense, and he needs to defend to the Azpilicueta levels if he's going to play this role. But he's got to defend first and play in the build-up and allow the more talented, better players in the front line to do their thing. But we've seen glimpses. Dortmund at home, like I said, this game, a couple of games ago, nice little run he's on. We need this consistently. But this is brilliant. This is all I've ever asked for in terms of the build-up and in terms of these guys. Chalobah again, brilliant today. Again, Silva, obviously back into the team. Badiashile, everybody, really good performance. Of course, there were still chances for West Ham. We rode our luck a little bit at times. They hit the bar, like I said, about 3 or 4 times. So Petrovic had to make some good saves as well. But Chalobah, we're going to get into Chalobah in a minute because the pass he played for one of the goals, bellissimo. And this guy, I know you're talking about your pure profits and whatnot, but based upon performance, he deserves to be here next season for sure. If you're looking at bringing in a centre-back, that's all well and good, but he deserves to be at least a squad player and involved again. But we start with the goals. Palmer on the 15th minute. We were playing well. The fluidity today was beautiful. They kept the connections, the chemistries were on point. People are bopping it, popping it to each other. You can see everybody's confident. Mudryk on the left-hand side is linking up lovely. He's having his little back heels and little, everybody's confident. Madueke is driving and running at his runners. You can see that Madueke and Mudryk are two polar opposite wingers. Mudryk is better for the combinations, the passes, the 1-2 give and goes, the reverse balls. And Madueke really doesn't need much help. You just give him the ball, give him a player to attack and kill, and he goes in and he rips them. And he absolutely demolishes them. And it's so good to see that we can rely upon him 1v1 to go past players. And Palmer, listen, we are a little bit fortunate with the first 2 goals into how it falls for us because it's pinged into Madueke, it's pinged into Jackson in the first 2 goals, and they just kind of fall to Palmer and fall to Gallagher. However, the finishes are fantastic. Really accomplished finishes. Palmer sweeps it into the far corner. Areola kind of doing some weird gym stretch. What I'm saying? Like stretching his, can't quite keep it out. And Gallagher, first time on the volley, just smashes it, cuts through the ball into the far corner. Brilliant finish. He's been brilliant recently on the counter press, but also now with a goal or 2. Fantastic finish last week. Great assist in midweek for Chalobah, and now also a goal in this game as well. So we're starting to see some GA, which is definitely needed. You know, if you take a look at this team now, in terms of where the goals have come from, obviously we know Palmer's all good for the goals this season. We know Jackson is now on 14 non-penalty goals this season. He said he wanted to get 15. If he does, in my opinion, in isolation for Jackson, that is a successful first season as a striker. In the, you know, first season in the Prem, 15 goals. That's the target. That's the aim. He looks like he's going to hit it. No penalties, like I said. It's the other guys around him. Madueke, I think, is on 6 or 5. MAWDUEKE is on 4. You know, Gallagher, I think, might be on 4 or 5 as well. Sterling's on 6. This is where the goals have got to go up. You know, you guys have all got to be getting into double digits. But Jackson, we're going to get to him, but really, really good goal tally this season. And that's outside of all the play that he actually brings outside of the box. Some of the hold-up play today, again, brilliant to see some of the passing. But great 2 finishes to give us the 2-0 lead. And I'm thinking this is brilliant. You know, with 2-0 up, I'm thinking, surely this can't get any better. Oh, but it can. Oh, but it can. Madueke today with a goal and an assist and just... The guy was just he's a man on a mission. I think someone was saying he's played 7 consecutive games now. He's starting to get into his rhythm. He's starting to get into his go, you know, starting to have that connection with the other players around him. And it's just so wonderful to see the directness. And he could have scored more today. You know, the corner, it's a great delivery from MAWDUEKE. Silva headers it back across the penalty area. He just nods it in. But he could have got another. Cutting in, left foot, just past the post. I'm liking that my wingers are looking to pull the trigger. I'm liking that my wingers are starting to show that they're going to get into the box and get any type of goal. You know, when we talk about the famous front threes, you know, the players that we look to for output in this league over the last 10, 15 years, it wasn't just the miraculous long shots. It wasn't just the incredible, you know, dribbles. It was the fact that they're willing to get their head on. They're willing to crash the box, put themselves in precarious positions at times. But any goal counts the same. And we need people to arrive and to be ready. So he was ready for his goal. He could have had another as well. He's unlucky. And of course, for Jackson, he gets his assist. And I'm getting to that goal next because that is just after half time. It's a perfect way to start the second half. What a pass from Chalobah. Can I just say this? Perfectly weighted. Perfectly weighted. What a pass. He's at the back 3. He's picked up the ball, absolutely launched it into Madueke, and it's perfect on the plate. No need to break stride. No need to overhit it. Just in your path. And then Madueke awareness. And how many times have we said this season? Please, on your 2v1s, on your 3v1s, just pass the ball. Let's walk it in. Let's be, you know, let's not be greedy. Let's share. It's a selection box, quality street, you know, whatever you want. Share, bruv. And then Jackson goes and taps in, and that's 4. And of course, Jackson goes and gets his second goal of the game as well, and pushes ever closer to that 15 tally because he goes and finishes his chance. 1v1. What a finish. We saw a bit of it in pre-season. What we have seen in pre-season is part of what we've seen today. When in pre-season against Newcastle, I think against Brighton, we did play with the 3. We did see Cucurella inverting into the midfield and playing that pass. If you remember, if you go back to the highlights, Cucurella plays this pass in behind the defence for Jackson and he scores a 1v1. Today, we saw a lot of Cucurella in the midfield. My question is, after all this prop and praise for everyone, the manager, brilliant today, making the substitutions, keeping fresh legs, getting in Cuckoo in there, getting Palmer off, getting Gilchrist in there, getting Disasi, just getting everybody fresh legs, much better bench, a little bit of experience. Have we stumbled upon this? Can't be by accident because he's obviously seen it before in pre-season, but have we stumbled upon all of this because of the injuries and we don't really have much to choose from in terms of selection? Or have we stumbled upon this because this is actually what we want to do? I don't know. It's a question because we've seen so much this season. We haven't seen this consistently. The 3-2 build-up, Cucurella inverting, you know, Gallagher and Palmer then in those half spaces for the counter press is something that I know he's been aiming for. And obviously then MAWDUEKE and Madueke holding that width and not having Gusto available is allowing you to play Chalobah as a right-sided centre-back. Would you want to play Gusto as that? Reece James, I think, would really suit that. And I've said many a times, Reece James would suit a back 3 because he's not going to have to go up and down when he's fit. And he could play, he's defensively so good, he's so strong. We know that he's a brilliant passer. He could definitely play those Chalobah passes. You know, are we going to be able to maintain these things when everybody's back fit and firing? Is this something we can actually maintain? I mean, there's only 5 games to go until the end of the season, and obviously the job is under review. But today was just so good. From front to back, goalkeeper making saves as well. Petrovic, back-to-back clean sheets. I'm very happy for him. Obviously, his ball playing ability isn't where it maybe needs to be at times, but from a shot stopping standpoint, I think he's been brilliant this season, and he's better than Sanchez for me as a package. So we know where we're going in that regard in the goalkeeping situation. And for the rest of the games, I think it's 3 games to go. We need 5 wins in a row in total. Just keep winning. Keep winning. Nottingham Forest away is going to be tough, but then you've got Brighton, and then you've got Bournemouth as well. You need to win all those games. If you win all those games, you might get Europa League if Newcastle lose. You need Man United to lose as well. We're asking for a lot of favours, but at least give yourselves a chance. In my opinion, this team has always had enough quality to be in the Europa League minimum. I think we're starting to see that now. And systematically now we're actually on point. And this is very similar systematically to what you saw last season of Arteta. Maybe De Zerbi a little bit with the box midfield, right? We've seen that last season. Not this season, last season before you get onto my back. Where did we get Caicedo from? Brighton. Why did we pay so much? Brighton. How he played last season with the box midfield, with someone close in the build-up. People were seeing Caicedo turn over the ball at will when he was in acres of space all on his own with no passing options. No, Caicedo is very good in build-up. He's a very good passer. He just needs help. He can't be on his own. You know, Colwell could have easily played in Badiashiel's position. That's very reminiscent. But the reason why I link it to Arteta of last season is because that Zinchenko Cucurella inverted with Gallagher as your Xhaka, you're one of your leaders and someone that's robust and someone that's in your face and physical. Palmer in that Odegaard, Madueke in that Saka role, holding the width with Mudryk in the Martinelli role. Very similar players probably, why they wanted him. On the left wing, holding the width. Jackson, very similar to Jesus. I've called him Jesus before. Being a guy that drops deep and links up and holds up. And then obviously Ben White as your right side centre-back more so. And that's where he used to play. So is Chalobah. So it's all very, very similar to last season for Arsenal. And we're doing it here in this game. Can we be consistent for the rest of the season? Hopefully. We need to be. Can we keep playing this brand of football? Because if we can keep playing this brand of football, this is what people have asked for from Poch. This is the level that we want to see. We're expecting this team to be able to play at least good football and to have no acres of space in the open play, you know, defending, not to see gaps all over the pitch. Can we keep doing this? Has he stumbled upon it? We'll talk more about this on All You Can Eat Chelsea tomorrow morning, but credit to the manager for getting this today. Credit to the players for actually taking your chances and being clinical and taking shots and testing the keeper. And yeah, just a lot of credit and no concern in this game. But I'm very intrigued to know if this is something that we can actually do on a consistent basis, and whether or not everybody and who fits and who doesn't fit into this particular setup, because it is very, very, if not exactly a copy of what Arsenal and some shades of Brighton as well. So let me know what you think in the comments. There's a lot to discuss. We could have even got more goals, of course, but no one's complaining at 5-0. Very happy. Brilliant performance. Best performance of the season from the players and manager. And we rock on to the next game. But do let me know in the comments what you think about everything I've said, because I do think there's a lot here, you know, there's a lot here to talk about. And the difference between playing a Chilwell and a Mudryk at left wing in this setup, night and day. You know, the confidence levels of Mudryk now, the confidence levels of Madueke. Can we keep doing this? Who doesn't fit with it? Who does? A lot of people are talking about Enzo not being able to get into this type of team, or, you know, kind of dropping the bag and ball on him and saying, no, he's not good enough anymore. We'll get into all of that in a longer form conversation on You Can Eat Chelsea. But today, I'd rather no Enzo slander. I'd rather no slander for anyone who's not in the team. Just continue to pop and praise everyone who played and that setup, because that system and setup that's modern day football. That's the level. That's what we want to see. Keep it up. Until next time, big up your damn selves. Make sure you smash up the likes and subscribe. In a bit, people. Peace.